He's mischievous, but he's very funny too. I remember when he first went to the nursery, we were all outside waiting for him to arrive, and he poked his tongue out at us, you know, cheeky. Prince Harry and William, you couldn't really get a cigarette paper between them.
I think my hands are right.
If someone attacked either brother, they'd leap to their defence. But when they're with each other, they're always taking the mickey out of each other. I remember when William lost his hair rapidly, I mean, always Harry was referring to the rapid loss. Of course, now Harry is starting to lose his. He's not so quick to mention it to William anymore. Prince Harry is, you know, he's had a bit of a troubled adolescence because, you know, he was caught with some soft drugs and his father reprimanded him. And of course, he went to a fancy dress party when I think he was about 18 or 19, dressed as a Nazi. And everybody remembers the bar billiards in the Las Vegas hotel, or strip bar billiards. But since then, he's grown into a very good ambassador for Britain. I mean, he is. When I've been overseas with him, he's incredibly popular. So he's done some amazing things using his position as a prince of the realm to raise money for charity, but also to be actively involved in that charity. He's a very important member of the royal family, and as far as some readers are concerned, I'm sure he is probably the most popular member of the royal family. I was amazed Harry picked an actress, American actress as well. It's not only difficult for Harry to pick a bride, or any member of the royal family, because it's what goes with it. And what goes with it is you actually lose all your privacy. You can no longer go into McDonald's. You can't go to the cinema unless you've got a policeman with you. You can't do anything. Your life is totally controlled. You get great privilege, but with that privilege, the sacrifice is a lot. It's a lot to ask of a person to do that. And you really have to love the person you were marrying into the royal family to want to do that. And the fact that, you know, this woman who was a very successful actress, earning big money in a top show, has given all that up. She's given up all her social media, the millions of followers she had. She's given up she's going to give up her citizenship. She's going to become a British citizen, and she's given up her faith. She's given up, and she's been baptised into the Church of England. So already she's making a huge change to her life, just because she's married into the royal family. Now, I think that tells you a lot about the two of them. And when I see them together, they are so tactile. I've never seen a royal couple so tactile. They're always holding hands, or he's, you know, arm around her waist. I mean, it's quite lovely to see. And that would be typical of Harry, you know, it's all or nothing, you know, and he's really, he shows a love for her, and she shows her love for him. It's a royal wedding, even though it's not a state wedding. It's not a Westminster Abbey or St Paul's. It's at St George's Chapel, where the Queen's youngest son, Prince Edward, married.
And the bride and groom emerge to applause.
It's going to be very familiar to everybody there. And Windsor Castle, of course, is the most magnificent castle on the side of the Thames. And the guests coming from America will be really impressed. Just walking down the hill towards the church is quite staggering. The church holds 800 people, but 600 have been invited. And you'd think, well, why the rest? Well, the rest would have probably been politicians and heads of state, but they decided against that. They decided that's not for them. They want just family and friends. Now that's the 600, but 250 of those people will be going to a big bash at Frogmore House in the evening. What happens at the party stays at the party, because I imagine there'll be a lot of late night drinking. I think there'll be fireworks. I think there'll be lots of fun. But that's where the fun will start. That's where the dancing and the drug. It'll just be a great evening. Well, Meghan is very comfortable with cameras and the media. I've watched her now several times interacting with the crowd, and she is brilliant. I mean, she stops and hugs them, and she gives selfies, and I've seen her give a couple of autographs, and she's particularly good with children. Now, I imagine if she went back to Hollywood now, they'd be queuing up to put her in a film, because they know they will take millions of dollars at the box office because of who she is. But she's resisted all that. She's going into a whole new lifestyle and a whole new way of life. And in many ways, I think it's going to be difficult for her. I mean, what she's done to get where she was as an actress, I think she'll do to make sure she's a success in the royal family. Harry recently said, there's not a day goes by he doesn't think of Diana. So really, she must have been incredibly big part of his life. And I suppose at 12 years of age, I mean, to lose your mother, that's really tough. I knew Diana when she was 19. That's the first time I photographed her, when she was 19. And I was there when she got married, and I was there when she had her children, and I went all around the world with her, and I watched her grow up. Diana was, and I'll defy anyone to argue with me, she was a fashion icon. And you think Catherine was great fashion, Diana was always leading the way. She would be, I mean, one day she'd be wearing polka dots, next day she'd be wearing a tiara, a bracelet around her forehead as a headband. She'd wear a pearl necklace back to front. You know, I mean, this woman was, you could not miss an engagement with Diana because she would slip in some amazing fashion item. Whatever Harry wanted, she would go along with. When Harry brought Meghan round to tea, Diana would have run her up and down. I'm telling you, she was very, very sharp like that. And they would have chatted, and Meghan would have charmed Diana. For William and Catherine, it's their third child. And a lot of people say, well, it's the third one, does it really matter? Well, of course it matters. It's a royal baby. It's another great grandchild for the Queen, another grandson for Prince Charles. And with the new child, it's a regeneration of the royal family. You know, the Queen at 92 must look and think it's in safe hands. After her son Charles, come William, come George, and George will have the support of his brother and sister. So it's in pretty good hands, and it looks like it's going to be okay. For me, looking at the future, I think it's bright. I think it's going to be a terrific partnership, Harry and Meghan. I think the new baby is going to want Harry and Meghan to have a baby. I think the next time I'm outside the Lindo wing, it'll be Harry and Meghan walking out, and I hope it's not that long.